Anti-government protests in Sri Lanka continued this week too, with opposition parties taking to streets against the Rajapaksas. The weeks-long economic crisis in the island nation is showing no signs of abating, with the resignation chorus demanding President Gotabaya Rajapaksa and his brother Prime Minister Mahinda Rajapaksa growing by the day. The crisis has affected nearly everybody in the country, with people at the lower economic strata complaining of not being able to acquire even the everyday essentials.
Sri Lankan streets witnessed thousands of people coming out of their homes to protest against Rajapaksa brothers as weeks-long economic crisis showed no signs of abating. Led by opposition leaders, they carried floats and placards reading, "Gotta go home." Opposition parties ended a week-long march from the central city of Kandy, with thousands of supporters thronging Colombo's Independence Square. Sajith Premadasa, chief of the Samagi Janabalawagaya party, addressed protesters, telling the crowd that his party have taken a decision not to make any deals with the government.
මම තමුන්නාන්සලට කියන්න කැමතියි. අපි තීන්දුවක් අරන් තියෙනවා. හොරාණ්ඩුත් එක්ක. හොරාණ්ඩුවේ කොටස්කාරයෝ එක්ක. ගිරිසින් ගහන්න නැතුව ඉන්න. මම කියනවා රට විනාශ කරපු මේ රාජපක්ෂ ආණ්ඩුවත් එක්ක අපිට ගනුදෙනුවක් නැහැ. මේ හොර හැත්තත් එක්ක ගනුදෙනුවක් නෑමයි. මිත්‍රවරුනි, මේ රට ගොඩනගන්නට අපි සූදානම් වන්නේ ජනතාව ලබා දෙන ජනතා ආශිර්වාදයෙන්.
The island nation's economy has been in tatters for the past many weeks. The current foreign reserves that have come down to unprecedented lows have left people struggling to pay for fuel, food and medicine imports. And while many of the cabinet ministers resigned last month, taking responsibility for the failure, the Rajapaksa brothers have refused to take the road of stepping down. It has created an impasse, with the demonstrators saying they will not go back until their demands are met. Meanwhile, people continue to struggle. The inflation has skyrocketed and unemployment is growing widespread. Miles away from the capital, even the farmers and the plantation workers are severely hit. On a lush plantation in Sri Lanka, Arulappan deftly plucks the tips of each tea bush, throwing them over her shoulder into an open basket on her back. After a month of picking more than 18 kgs of such tea leaves each day, she and her husband receive about $80. She says that they are unable to meet their family expenses with the kind of money they are receiving now.
Then අපිට කියන්නේ ගෑප් කැමට මදි එක වීදන් නෙවෙයි මදි. ඉතින් එක වෙලක් තමයි ඉතින් කණ්ඩ වෙලා තියෙන්නේ. ඉතින් අපි දැන් ගාන බැලුවොතම අපිට 900ක් ගන්නවා ගත්තට සීනි එමදාම අපි තේ එක බීලා තමයි යන්නේ. සීනිත් වැඩි වෙලා තියෙනවා. රොටි කෑල්ලක් ගන්න ගියොත් එම රොටි කන්න බෑ. රොටි දැන් පාන් පිටියට වෙලා මේ මිල ගිලා තිනවා. ඒ වගේ කියන්න ඕනේ මේ හාල් වලට මිල ගිලා තිනවා. එම එකට
The tea industry, which supports hundreds of thousands of people, also suffered from a controversial government decision last year to ban chemical fertilizers as a health measure. First quarter tea production fell 15% on the year, to its lowest since 2009, with the Sri Lanka Tea Board saying dry weather had taken a toll on bushes that received insufficient fertilizer after the ban. Plantation workers like Arulappan, who hail predominantly from the island's Tamil minority, are affected more than most, as they own no land to provide a cushion against soaring food prices. Meanwhile, the government, which promised several weeks back that the crisis won't last for even a week, is struggling to secure enough money to pull the country out of the crisis. The IMF has given some positive signals, but not without conditions. In such a scenario, observers believe that either the government will have to step down or will have to come up with a miraculous policy which not only restores people's faith in it, but also help the country recover from the crisis that is appearing unending as of now.